Hello, Mrs. Tomlinson here, and we are in week 4. And this week, our project is victory stamps. I'm asking you guys to design a postal stamp that pays homage to the heroes of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, I know you're hearing stories and seeing things all over, and a lot of artists are actually doing this right now. So there's a lot of working artists that are doing this and paying tribute to people who are on the front lines. And maybe these people might not be healthcare workers. There's a lot of other people who are in healthcare that work in hospitals, like people that come and clean, people that do the laundry in hospitals. There's lots of people involved that might not be, just the nurses and doctors, which those are doing tremendous amounts of work as well. But there's a lot of other people involved. So you can kind of dig around and think about, in your mind, what people are doing right now that we could, and how you can kind of create a stamp and a design to pay homage to them and honor them, because stamps do that a lot. They honor and they celebrate things. And here's a list of terminology. As you know, in the Google Classroom, there's the project outline here that's available to you. And there's also this slideshow here that's available to you. The slideshows basically the project outline that's really broken down, kind of a lot more simple. And it also has videos and artists and works that you can get inspiration from. There's a lot of new terminology here that I want you to go through and think about. A big thing you'll be thinking about when you do the design of your stamp is composition. So it's how you're going to arrange the components in your work to make a really clear message. Stamps are really tiny, so it's kind of like designing a coin. Like on a quarter or a dime, like a coin design, because it's a really, really simple design. So you have to think about how can you really effectively communicate your idea using just a really small shape. So it's almost like logo design. This builds off a logo design too, where you got to be really simple, really graphic in that sense. Okay, so there's also there's a museum, the National Postal Museum, which is a Smithsonian museum, I believe, and that's in DC. And this is from their website and their resources, and it's a video on how they produce stamps and how artists design stamps. So you can learn about how 2 illustrators and an art director and a curator discussed digital and traditional methods of modern stamp design. And then when you kind of keep going down further here in the project, you get to the real design. I would really encourage you to research stamp designs. I know you you might not look at stamps a lot all the time. We're so much more digital, so you might not really look at a lot of things that comes in your mailbox, but kind of check out what the stamps are coming, what stamps look like. You can even go to the post office website and see what stamps are available for purchase. So your design focus and think about how can you structure your design to make the most of a small space. And when you watch this video up here, the artist is going to talk to you about how you can break up space using simple shapes, something we talk about a lot in graphic design all the time. This is a really neat article here that talks about Shepard Fairey and how he's making work that honors the pandemic heroes. So to start off generating original ideas, not just taking something that you've seen already, but generating your own ideas, kind of think about professions and people who are contributing to the pandemic effort. And they might be civilians that are, sewing masks too. There's a lot of people who've stepped up and done a lot of things. And that kind of comes up back to our other terminology, civic responsibility, and patriotism, what people are doing right now to support people in their country, the health of our country. So back to this artistic process, think about how people are maybe modeling bravery in their day-to-day life and their work. What images come to mind when you think of that? What symbols come to mind? Think about how your stamp can communicate, things that our country's going through, positive things that were coming out of this. I would definitely encourage you to visit the Smithsonian National Postal Museum. There's a virtual exhibit about stamps. You can look at stamps from the past. And here's a news article about how artists are decorating hospital ICUs with really encouraging posters. So, another way in which art is kind of infiltrating, supporting this pandemic and trying to shine a positive light on this. And then I would create 3 thumbnail sketches after you kind of have gone through and reflected on what you kind of find up here when you create your original ideas. Do that list. Start with words and images and symbols. Mind mapping, which you all have done in my class, would be a great way to start doing this. Sketch out primary shapes. This is from one of the artists that you watched previously in the video. Map out really simple shapes. Keep it simple. All the details you really want to add can always come later. So think of simple shapes. You can then bring your sketch into a digital platform, but please send me sketches. Give me 3 sketches and tell me what you think and which one you like, and I'd love to give you feedback. Then bring your work into Photopea. You could also use Google Drawings as well if you want to. You can also upload this stuff into Adobe Capture. If you want to send me a black and white image of your work, I can even scan it on my phone and turn it into a vector-based drawing. I would love to do this for you, so let me help you. Send me an email. Contact me if you need help. I'm always here for you to help you. Then after you do that, you're just going to kind of block in. And it looks like right here that she's using the pen tool. And that's the tool that I just gave a tutorial on when we did the logo design in the last project. So that would be a wonderful tool to use, especially if you want more organic shapes that you're designing on your own. Okay, I hope this helps. Always go back to the project outline if you kind of need some more focus and to kind of help you with your design. But please always feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help you with whatever you need. Okay?